Hello and welcome to South Australia's only online monthly property report. No adverts or brand push, just helpful information, forecasts and tips for people working in or interested in real estate. In the next 5 minutes we'll answer the question, how's the market, and then what's this mean for you? Before we move on to a few tips on how to take advantage of the latest market conditions. So first, the stats and facts. The residential property market for the September quarter showed that the rampant price growth that we've had in South Australia in late 2009 and early 2010 was arrested in July, August and September, to the extent that property prices actually dipped by 2.6%. As a result, the average price growth for this year is now reflecting a more balanced buyer-seller market. Now, in comparison to the same time last year, the median price for a South Australian country house has increased by 9%. Metropolitan house prices have increased by 6.7% and metropolitan unit prices have increased by 7.9%. The overall South Australian median house price increased by 7.2% and now stands at $370,000. While the average South Australian rental vacancy rate is now 0.9%, meaning that on average out of 100 rentals in South Australia, at least 99 are tenanted. Interest rates increased by 0.25% this month, adding another $47 a month to repayments on the average South Australian home loan of $231,000. This is the fourth interest rate rise we've had in 2010, and interestingly, we've had a rate rise every year on Melbourne Cup Day for the last 4 years. The rate of property price growth has cooled slightly, but remains positive and is forecasted to increase again this quarter. Now, there's been several factors that have helped cool the rate of price growth, but one of the most notable has been the return of seller confidence, which has pushed the number of properties on the market back to pre-global financial crisis levels, so that now the number of properties available for sale is at the highest point we've seen in 2 years. As a result, buyers who up to now have been starved for choice now have more options, and this has to some extent reduced the competition that drives prices up. However, prices are still going up, albeit at more normal rates. So the news for buyers is that November and December are a good time to buy, as choices available to you are at a high. The price of what the average buyer buys is forecasted to grow strongly, and there is an opportunity to get in before interest rates increase further. For sellers, whilst buyers looking for realistically priced property remain in relative abundance, there's now little more competition. So be realistic about your property price. Pull out all the stops to ensure it presents at its best. Remove clutter, clean the oven, mop and dust, and don't keep your property a secret. Make sure as many people as possible know about it so that you attract the most buyers and that those buyers you attract feel the pressure of competition, which is what drives prices up. Remember, a so-called saving of a couple of $100 on advertising could cost you the attention of that one buyer who would have paid thousands of dollars more for your property. Renters, the story remains the same. The current housing shortage is here to stay for at least the next few years, and so is the consequent trend of low and lowering vacancy rates and increased rental competition. Finally, I'd just like to leave people thinking of selling with a tip on how not to get burned in the current hot market. I was at a barbecue a few weeks ago, and another person there was complaining about the real estate agent he'd chosen to employ. And no, it wasn't one of ours. He complained about the low service quality, low levels of marketing, and low buyer interest. When I asked, why did you go with that agent? He answered with a straight face, because he had the lowest fee. I wish that story wasn't true, but it is, and it's increasingly an experience shared by many and becoming all too common as hot market conditions are attracting a small element of salespeople into the market who expect quick, easy sales based on market demand, rather than hard work, skilled negotiation, adequate marketing and proactivity, and all the other things you should expect from a professional employed to sell what is, for most people, their greatest financial asset. So please, regardless of brand, be very wary of anyone who tries to sell you a service on the basis of having the lowest price. The reality is you get what you pay for. If someone's price is the lowest, there is a reason. And that reason is seldom because they are the best option available. If you encounter an agent who drops their fee at your first meeting to get your business, close your eyes for a minute and pretend you are a buyer negotiating with them on the price of your property. If they drop the price on their services, then how quick do you think they will be to drop the price on your property? You've just out-negotiated them. Move on to someone who can win their fee in a negotiation. Get a few agents in for a comparison. After all, selecting the right agent can make or save you thousands of dollars, whilst the wrong one can have the opposite effect. Well, that's the indicative SA market summary for now, and I hope it's been of some interest. If there's anything you'd like to know, please don't hesitate to contact me via Twitter at rhSA_CEO or by email at kevinem@rhsa.com.au, or call in and talk with one of the team at your local Rain and Horn office. Thanks for tuning in, and until we catch up again, I hope you enjoy good things.